Honorable Isaku Arimiao Somo Lucky Basantali, the Municipal Chief Executive for West Mamprose Municipal Assembly. The Sustainable Land and Water Management Project came to be in the West Mamprose Municipal Assembly in the year 2011. Since the inception of this program, there are a lot of changes so far as environmental degradation and land issues with regards to farming and its related activities are concerned. Before the inception of this particular project, we had problem with how our land was being used by the people in the community, especially our farmers. You see that people were cutting down trees for charcoal burning without replacing them. The farming system, that is the shifting cultivation, land rotation, crop rotation, and other things were not practiced. You also realize that we have environmental degradation that was rampant in the municipality to some extent that some of the places tend to be valleys because of activities of human beings. When it comes to soil erosion practices, how we try to prevent soil erosion so that it will not wash away our topsoil, which has the manure and the fertilizer, the nutrients that the farmer is supposed to use. This time it has reduced. You can also see that our people are no more cutting down trees without replanting. There has now been a culture of tree planting in those communities. I can tell you this is one of the projects that female participation has been very, very encouraging. To some extent, they were 50-50 in some communities. Others communities, female even dominated more than men, and others the other way around. This is encouraging. It has improved upon the livelihood of the people. I can tell you, they were also supported by the project by giving them donkey and donkey cars where they can transport the seeds and other materials to the various farms, and then after cultivation and harvesting, they send back home. Early this year, the Minister for Environment was here, and we commissioned the Share Better Factory again at Akorairi. Now, when they go in for their share nut, you don't need to go and do anything. Everything is done at the factory, from the cracking up to squeezing to get the share butter, which was very nice. The people were so happy because that is going to create a lot of jobs for the people around that area. This is encouraging. It has improved upon the livelihood of the people because more incomes have been provided. They have improved upon their income status. There was a continuous effort by the Department of Food and Agriculture in the municipality to also train our farmers through our donor partners. In terms of skills and training, it was given out. And it was continuous from 2011 to date. There has been everyday improvement of the program that has given us the success that we've achieved. The gains we have made will not be complete if we do not sustain it. Before any community can develop in technology, that technology must be a sustainable one. And as part of our mid-term to long-term program as an assembly, we are going to incorporate all this activity into our planning system to make sure that these people are not worse off in the long run. To sustain it continuously, we have to improve upon their technical know-how. And for that matter, more training will be given continuously for the people to know what to do. And also to enroll in new people by giving them more support. The assembly itself will also be taking its own part of it by supporting the farmers to achieve their expected target. Sustainability is very key to this project, and I want to encourage all our farmers, including myself, that let's come together to make sure that this project did not become a failure for us in the West Mamprose municipality.
The Sustainable Land and Water Management Project started in Boku West District Assembly in the year 2011, and the project actually entered into 25 communities. And in terms of beneficiaries, we have a total of 3,579 people benefiting from this project. And out of this number, women constituted 1,887, and the rest are males. The district actually had a lot of challenges when it comes to land degradation and agricultural productivity. So if you look at Boku West, for instance, look at the entire upper east region, the whole area is bare. And normally when the lands are like that, when it comes to land degradation, it is very high. When this project actually came, it came as a game changer to the entire district. So if you look at the components of the project and what actually the project has been able to achieve for the district is tremendous. It's not a small thing. The project actually supported all the 25 communities to come out with what we call the management plans, where they state what they want to do so far as the land issues are concerned in terms of protecting the land and the vegetation cover. Tree planting was a very key component of the project, and communities were able to encourage and sensitize, and we have community tree plantations as well as individual farmers taking up the opportunity so far as the project is concerned to also have their own trees, and that is actually something that has actually been carried out in the district, and it supported so much when it comes to windbreaks and protecting the environment and even looking at the climate change. So in that area, in terms of grazing of animals, it's a challenge because normally the land is very bare. So through the project, two communities were actually supported to establish ranch lands, some fields where trees, nutritious crops are planted for our animals. Alongside they have supported us to dig one dugout rather, and then a mechanized borehole. So those two areas that I'm talking of, we have a mechanized borehole and we also have a dugout where the animals are, when they feed, then they can have water to drink. And it is actually supporting the district so much. Then when it comes to agricultural productivity, because the project is also looking at how they can actually improve agricultural productivity, and they supported the district, particularly when it comes to maize and soybean production. So they tried to intercrop the two crops with compost, and this is actually something that has to improve agricultural productivity in the district. But if you look at the yields for some time back, the project is almost getting to 10 years in the district. If you look at consistently when it comes to yields, crop yields in the district, there is much improvement compared to previous years when the project was not there. The project also actually supported two communities to establish a further banks in the two communities, and it is helping so much in the district. If you also look at the project when it comes to cultivating the habit of saving, it has actually supported 21 communities to form what we call the Village Savings and Loans Associations. These are women groups and men groups that come together to be contributing weekly, and then when it comes to the share out, individual members will get something out of what they are saving, and it's actually helping so much. Because if you look at them, particularly our rural women, they are doing so much when it comes to supporting the children to pay school fees, medical bills, and everything. So with the Village Savings and Loans scheme, they were able to save, and then when it comes to share out, the money that they get, they use it for so many things, and we think that So far as the achievement of the project is concerned, it is a great area for us as a district. Because if you look at us as an assembly, we should have been doing all these things. But if you have a project like this coming to complement whatever that we are doing, I think that is a great thing that we should be talking about. If you look at the project, the basic thing that we did as an assembly together with MOFA was that, we have a key technical officers who are on the ground, and as much as possible, they supported so much so far as the implementation of the project was concerned. Because definitely, if the communities were not already being organized very well, definitely you couldn't have been achieving what we have achieved so far. And our extension officers, they did a lot when it comes to this area. The project was having a steering committee that most of the key district assembly staff were involved. For instance, the coordinating director, I was a key member, and we had quarterly meetings where briefings are made so far as what we are doing as districts, so that we begin to learn from each other. If you also look at the last one about the district management, there was so much support. As an assembly, the district executive had so much support and love for the project. When you have a project and the district leadership don't show concern, definitely you won't be succeeding. So in terms of leadership commitment, it was very high when it comes to the implementation of the project. We think we have achieved so much so far as the implementation of the project is concerned. So we think as an assembly we should be able to plan for it. Currently, now that we are having our medium-term development plan being prepared, which spans from 2022 to 2025, if we are able to capture most of these interventions into our plan, it will help us so much in terms of sustaining it. So we think that in terms of sustaining the project, the VSLA component is doing so much when it comes to sustainability, because we don't spend so much when it comes to the implementation of VSLA. It's just if you are able to get the box, you get the pass books, and then you organize the people, meet them, talk to them, bring the concept to them, they easily buy and they can begin doing savings. So we think that in terms of sustaining, the VSLA component is a key area that we think it can easily be sustained in the district.